Hello everyone, this is Vrushali and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's session, I am giving you some practical demonstration on DDL and DML commands in database. This is one of the most important practical mentioned in your syllabus. So for practical implementation purpose, I am using here MySQL Workbench. So first you need to install MySQL Workbench as per the proper process. Now the first step is to connect with the database. Click on the database, connect to database and select here local instance MySQL 80. And after that click on the OK button. So I have already do the connection with this particular server. Now, so first there is a DDL and DML commands. DDL commands means data definition language. These commands are mostly focused on the structure of your table. Means to create database, to create table, alter your table structure, drop your table from the database, then truncate and rename. DML command generally focused on actual data that's stored in your particular table, like to select data, to insert different data records in your table, update your data and delete the data. So let's see how these particular commands have implemented. Now the first you need to create the database. So just create database and your database name. So I am creating here suppose university database. So this is my university database and mention the semicolon. And for execution purpose, select this command and press Ctrl Alt Enter. So after Ctrl Alt Enter, see here in this particular action output form, you can see the create database connectivity. So green tick indicate that your query is properly executed and if there are cross in red color format means your query have a particular issue. So you have to create one database and see here in this schema section here you will see your database university 1 means the database you have created. Now you need to use this database. So use university 1 use and database name. Now again select this query and execute the query. See, so I have created one database and I need to use this database for creating multiple tables. Now the next is you need to create one table. So just create, wait a minute, create table, table name. Suppose my table name is student 1 and pass the parameters. So student 1 is your entity, is your table. You need to pass the attributes of your table. Suppose my first attribute is student roll number. Roll number is in integer type and I need to mention it is a primary key. Means I want to fetch all the student data as per the roll number. Now next attribute is suppose name and I am using here data type varchar and pass the size 100. So generally varchar data type is used for there is a no fixed length, okay, that will be used for variable length of storing data and this is a particular size. You need to mention any size or it is completely depend on the project requirement. Now the next one is city varchar. City is also in string format and pass the size suppose 50. Now the next one is a suppose mobile number. Mobile number use varchar because some mobiles numbers have started with the plus, right? That's why I'm using here varchar, right? And at the end semicolon. So this is a my query for creating the table. Create table table name and pass the parameters with data type and size. So I am selecting this query, Control Alt Enter for execution. See, your query have properly executed. Now I need to see the structure of that query. So for that purpose, I am using here select command, select star from table name and my table name is student 1, right? So star indicate all the complete structure of your particular table. And if you want to watch a particular column in your table, so you need to mention here select name from student 1 in this way, right? So just execute this query, right? This query have executed and click here. This is a executable cursor. Yes. Now see here, roll number, name, city and mobile number. So this is called as logical structure of your table. And after refreshing, see here, this is your university 1 database. These are the tables and your table name is student 1. And after clicking on student 1, see here, this is the information of your table. There are 4 attributes and these are the data types, right? So in this way, I am creating the table structure. Now I want to insert the value in table. So what is the command? Insert into table name values. Okay, this is the syntax. Now always pass the value as per this sequence. Okay, so the roll number is suppose 1. The suppose name is in varchar format, right? So always pass in single inverted comma. Suppose name is Jay. Now the next one is city, and now the next one is a mobile number, right? So this is a one record. Now I want to insert one more record in this table. Suppose the roll number is 2 and the name is suppose Neha. Okay, sorry, here city is Pune and here city is suppose Nagpur and the mobile number. Okay, this is a again next mobile number. Right. Now I want to insert one more record. Total 3 records I'm inserting here. Okay. Now roll number 3 and suppose student name is Parth and the city is Pune and the mobile number is suppose this. Right. So this is for example. I'm taking this data and at the end semicolon. Right. So first currently I'm inserting here total 3 records. Execute this statement, Control Alt Enter. Right. So see here, your statements have properly executed, right? Now I want to see that the records have inserted in table. So just execute this query, select star from student 1. Okay. Now let's see the table. Yes, see here, roll number, name, city and mobile number. So in this way, you can insert data in your table. Clear? So for roll number, you have to declare here primary key. Suppose for particular data, you can insert the same roll number repeatedly. Like here is 1 and here is also 1. So they can't allow duplicate data, right? Primary key can't support duplicate data and primary key can't support null value. This is a compulsory field. So this is a insertion query. Clear? Now, wait a minute. Yes. So after create, select insert. Now you need to add one more column in this table. You need to alter your table. So I want to add one more column, suppose age in this particular table. So the query is alter and the syntax is alter table, table name, student 1. Okay, and you need to add. So alter command is always used with the add or modify instructions. Okay, so first we will discuss alter with add. Alter table, table name, add, and I want to add age column and age having the integer data type and suppose size is 30 semicolon, right? So currently I am just implementing the DDL and DML commands. There are no constraints or validations have applied. That we will discuss in next practical. So execute this command. Okay, I am executing this command. See here, your command is executed properly, right? Again, execute this query. Select star from student 1. Execute. So see here, age column have added here, right? So in this way you can alter your table. Now this alter command also add with the modify instruction. So alter command basically work on the structure of your table, right? And suppose you need to modify the size of particular data type. Here, suppose name size is 100 and I want to change the size of the name in 50. So for modification purpose, we use alter command. How? See, alter table, table name, student 1. Then next one is a modify. Then what we need to modify? Suppose name and their size varchar and pass the size 50 here, right? So previous size is 100, right? Now I want to modify the size of the attribute. So there is a next one is a modify column. So just execute this statement. See, wait a minute. Okay, see your statements are properly executed. Now I want to check that particular size is changed or not. So click on this command, select start from student 1. Mm, execute here. Wait a minute. I'm getting refresh this. See. So name, now the size is 50, right? The previous size is 100 and the next size is 50. So this is a work of alter and modify. They modify the structure of your table. So this is a alter command. Now the next one is a update command. So next, I'm inserting here age column, right? Now I want to add the age of roll number 1. So for updating your database, updating the values in data, we have used here update command. How? See, update table and the table name. Table name is student 1, right? You need to set the value. Update command always used with the set instruction, right? So update table student 1 set for age equal to, suppose age equal to 20. But for which roll number? Roll number 1. So for that purpose, where clause is used. So in database, there are multiple types of clauses. I'm using here where clause to add the age of specific per person, right? And now where roll number equal to 1, right? Update table, wait, there are some errors. So, okay. Now the syntax is update table name, set age equal to 20, where roll number equal to 1. Now execute this instruction. Again, select star from student 1 for checking that the value is updated or not. Yes, see, value is 20. So in this way, you need to update your database, update the values in database. Clear? So this is a update command. Now we will discuss create, alter, select, insert and update. Now let's discuss the delete command. So basically in database there are total three types of command: drop, truncate and delete. So drop command is generally used to delete complete table from the database. This is a work of drop command. Truncate command generally used for deleting a particular rows in your table like 1, 2, 3. These are the roll numbers. So these rows have deleted, kept structure as it is. And delete command generally used for to delete the specific records from your table. So this is a basic difference between drop, truncate and delete. Now let's execute a delete command. Delete. Suppose I want to delete the record of roll number 3. So delete from table name. The table name is student 1 where I want to delete a specific record, right? Where roll number equal to 3. Now let's execute this command. Control Alt Enter. So wait a minute. Again execute this same query. Select star from student 1. Right. See, roll number 3 records have deleted. So this is a use of delete command to delete a specific row from the table. Now the next one is a truncate command. So truncate command delete the all rows in your table, like truncate table, table name, student 1. Okay. Suppose when I have executed this command, Control Alt Enter. Right. So again, select star from student 1. See, all rows have deleted. So truncate command generally used to delete all the rows from your table. And now there is a rename command is there. If you want to change your table name, like rename. My old table name is student 1 and my new table name is to student, suppose student 1 0. Right. So wait a minute. Okay. Rename table, old table name to new table name. This is the syntax. I am executing this query. So your table name got renamed, right? Again, wait a minute. I am refreshing here. See, this is your university database. Wait a minute. This is your university database. Under university database, now your table name is student 10. So this is called rename command. And if you want to delete the complete table in your database, so for that purpose, we will use the command drop. Drop table, table name. Student 10 now, right? So delete to delete the specific row. Truncate to remove all the rows from table and drop to delete the complete structure from the student 10. See, in university database no tables are there, means your tables got deleted, right? So this is all about DDL and DML commands. So practice all these commands. If you do the practice, then only you will get the basic knowledge, and try again some different insertion and try some inserting different types of data like date of birth, age, death, right? So practice this. Keep learning. Thank you.